everyone, and welcome back to Jesse Hecht Creative. Today we're going over the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents Mockingbird, Sharon Carter, and the Mandroid Build-A-Figure from Marvel Legends. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. Now let's get to it. So here's Sharon Carter. She's a good-looking figure, but not really that great. She has some problems with articulation, as we'll show off later, but the figure is a nice clear white. There is this really crummy thing on the back with all these numbers, but that's what we get for getting a figure from years ago. Her face is also one of the worst, I think. It isn't really that well done. It's very glossy, strange, very bad expression. The hair is okay, doesn't have any, like any wash, and there is a black spot in that middle part there, so that's kind of a shame on that. She has a nice little tie for her hair, and it looks decent, but not really that amazing. The S.H.I.E.L.D. logo also has some green on it, which is pretty cool. I didn't really notice that till now. Same on the other side as well. And this is the old Black Widow body that is from, I believe, the MCU. It's just okay, I think, in my opinion. The head goes around a little bit. We also get a up and down and some good tilt over here. Up with the arm this far, around all the way. Single joint elbow around basically like less than 90 degrees. A swivel over here, an up and down hinge for this hand, and then up and down hinge for this fist over here. We get a swivel right here. We get back and forth, and some tilt over here. No joints over here at the waist. We also have a out, a up, a back. Not really that far. Goes back. Does it go back all the way? Let's find out. And yeah, pretty nice joint right there for that. We get no swivels or anything on the bottom. On the top we get a swivel over here, hindered by this piece right over here. It's not removable guns. That's a lot of points off in my book. It kind of sucks, at least. Swivel down here and then up and down. She can't really stand all that well on these feet, by the way. You have to really, get a knack for posing her, otherwise she'll fall a lot. And 2 peg holes in the bottom of the feet. I gave her this little, I don't know, I call it a Tesseract gun. It came from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 3-pack I previously reviewed. It's okay. I really don't know what she came with initially. Probably one of those, stupid guns from Red Skull. So yeah, that's kind of dumb for me. It kind of fits in her hand. This is honestly, I think, way better than what she initially came with, and that was kind of stupid for that. But yeah, Sharon Carter's just okay. Also, this is broken up. The zipper line's broken up by this, so yeah, it kind of sucks. Overall, probably I give this a C or something. A pretty bad figure as far as everything is concerned. Mockingbird's a step up from the Sharon Carter figure, although there are some issues with her as well. The face is just awful. It's actually worse than Sharon Carter's. And taking off these little goggle things, I don't know. You know what? I think I may have gotten another one of these faces and just put it on. This actually looks pretty good. This just looks stupid with the goggles. I don't know. It makes her eyes look worse than they actually are. They look kind of fine this way, to be honest. So I get points for that, at least Hasbro, but putting these things back on just for, safety's sake, yeah, it's kind of awful. Her hair is not really that shaded that well. It has a little bit of shading, I think. I'm not really sure. I can't tell, actually, which is pretty good. So good on their part for that. The body is this sort of off black color. In some places it's sort of navy blue. In other places it's really black. It's painted over here, and we have that stupid number thing again. The old numbers game. I like this outfit she has. It looks like a magician for some reason. Reminds me of that kind of magician's assistant kind of feel. The silver is kind of off for this silver. I wish they were the same kind of silver. They would have been a little bit better. I believe this is the Domino body, or the Mockingbird body came first. I'm not exactly sure. I think she came first, so she wins, I guess. The belt looks pretty nice. The buttons look pretty cool. They're all sculpted and tampoed on, which is nice. Yeah, it's a nice little figure. She has the same problem with Sharon Carter when you move this, and it doesn't really want to, work that well. She has some decent range going down, back. Tilt is very nice. Goes up, down, all the way around. You get 90-degree joint. A little bit better than Sharon Carter. A swivel and up and down. The head doesn't really move all that much. You don't really get that much up and down. It's very static, at least. You can kind of try to pose it, but the hair is going to really get in the way for that. The legs go out this far, in this far, up, down, and back. I believe she's a martial artist, at least in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. series I've seen with her in it. This doesn't really do that well, though, for that. Her martial artistry, her, just everything gets in the way. These little straps right here, they look pretty cool, and it's actually sort of some kind of shin guard thing, which is nice. You get a swivel up top, which breaks this up once again, just like this breaks up over here. There's a lot of breakups in this. That's a kind of a shame. We get a up and down and then a pivot with 2 peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Just like Sharon Carter, not really that great of a figure. She does come with her own accessories, at least for this. These little baton pieces you can put together to make a longer baton and take apart to make 2 different batons. They actually work pretty well in her hands and have been there, I think, ever since I got the figure. Just stick it on the shelf, put these in the hands, and you're good to go. It works out well. They are pretty sturdy, not like the very, very first Daredevil, but this is a really nice figure to see. I'm really glad they made her, and while she doesn't stand up that well, at least on my stand, she does stand up that well if you have a nice, flooring. She's a good figure, but she isn't perfect. Sharon Carter stands at about 5 3/4 inches tall, while Mockingbird stands at about 6 inches tall, and here they are next to Jesse Hecht Creative. So, ladies, can I join S.H.I.E.L.D.? Huh? Can I? Oh, I'll be a spy, and it'll be really awesome, it'll be really fun, and I'm probably going to die in the first 20 seconds, aren't I? Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. So here's the Mandroid, an initially great looking figure with some decent articulation. So let's go over this guy and see what's what with him. He has a really nice look to him. I love the minimal usage of the black along with the yellow and silver, along with the dark gunmetal over the entire figure. It looks very nice and very well done. This is one of the first Build-A-Figures I got for the Infinite series. As far as reuse, it reuses the legs from the Ironmonger Build-A-Figure from the previous line that Marvel Legends had, and that's just really cool that they could finally at least reuse things the second they get them. But I'm glad they built this guy. He looks really nice and works well with a lot of my S.H.I.E.L.D. characters, so let's take a look at him. He has a really good tempoed deco right over here with the S.H.I.E.L.D. logo emblazoned right over here. Pretty okay paint on this piece right over here, as well as this piece, the head, the turret and the head. Yeah, it's kind of fine. You get a swivel for this turret and barely anything for the head. It doesn't really move. Once you put it in, it's stuck there. Whatever pose you put it in, yeah, that's it. That's all you got. I didn't really try heat with this to move it or anything, but I'm not going to chance it just because it's a pretty old figure, and I like it a lot. So going over some more pieces of it, this hand right here, this whole arm, the right arm of the figure has a nice hydraulic sort of like wire going to this piece right over here, and it can move and fire. It goes all the way around and has a slight elbow joint that doesn't really do much of anything, and you get a swivel for the hand. That's it. It looks very imposing though with the double machine gun thing. The yellow is working pretty well for this, as well as the black. It's also a glued on piece right here if you want to actually take it off. Maybe it's ported in, but I'm not really exactly sure. But the minimal articulation is just fine. You can just have him do this, and it'll get the message across. On the other side, we have this piece right over here with this much more impressive, at least, sword-looking piece. Dual swords, dual guns, dual swords. Take your pick. Melee or long range. That's pretty awesome. We have these sort of hydraulic pieces right over here, which I think would make these vibrate or move, which would be a nice little action feature if they could have one in. Another hydraulic pump right over here. And we get an up and down all the way around. We get a swivel for the elbow, and we get that again slight thing. The articulation's the same on both sides. It doesn't really matter. Get a swivel over here. Now, something I like to do with this figure with the sort of chest joint is swing it around like this. This gets the message across a lot. That's pretty cool. You can swivel it this far. It also goes back and forward a little bit and has a little tiny bit of tilt to the side. For this piece right over here looks really nice. I like how this thing is implemented. It looks really neat. From the back, it's kind of boring though, which is a shame. I do like all these little pieces right here. I just wish they were colored in or something. That would have been way better. And the legs are the most boring part of the figure, yet the most articulated, so pick your poison. If you want better stuff that isn't well articulated, the top is for you. But if you want some stuff that is well articulated but doesn't look that great, the bottom is for you. It's whatever. It goes splits really all the way, which is really nice. We also get a up and a down, a back with the knee. Doesn't really work. It's very squeaky, by the way, for some reason. You get a swivel at the top. You get no swivels down here. You get a swivel at the foot, and then up and down pivot, which is hindered by this very bell-bottom looking kind of thing. I do like this piece right over here. That's really neat. Very well sculpted, as well as the hips. The hips are really well sculpted, and they do not lie. Also at the bottom, we have some nice, deco that you'll never really see. Some Hasbro stuff on the bottom, which, honestly, there aren't any pieces here that do have that little tag on the back, so that's wonderful. And 2 peg holes for the bottom of the feet. They're very huge. You can put them in any kind of peg hole you would like. So this guy doesn't really have any accessories aside from this, which you can take off, put on. That's basically it. Yeah, it's overall a good start for the Build-A-Figures for the Infinite series, but you know, it just is really nice for army building and looking good in the background, but as an actual figure, other Build-A-Figures are way better than this guy, but this is a really nice start for Marvel Legends. The Mandroid stands at about 7, almost 8 inches tall to the turret. It looks really nice next to Sharon Carter and Mockingbird. They all look really good together. I love the shield emblem too, as well, being emblazoned on that figure. They look really nice, and they look like they all belong together. And also here's Jesse Hecht Creative.
You stay, I go, no following.
Please don't make me cry again! Overall, 3 decent figures that are a blast from the past that show that Marvel Legends has incredibly, really improved over the years. These are basically from like 2015 or so, and I don't blame how bad these figures are, but they can be good in certain ways. Sharon Carter has that suit that looks really good, as well as the zipper tampo and the deco for the shield agent emblem on her shoulders, yet the rest of her is just kind of awful. The articulation just really suffers with those legs, the holster issue, and that face is just terrible. Mockingbird is nice, but her goggles just make the face look even worse. She has some nice hair deco. The body is fine by all means. It looks really cool actually when you put it all together, and I do like her deco. There isn't really much to complain about her other than that I wish she could get a remodel and redo very soon with some nice face printing tech. The Mandroid's super awesome. I love how he looks from the front. From the back and the legs, it just kind of looks bland, but everything else is fine. The minimal deco works really well, and those weapons are super cool. It's a good Build-A-Figure, and one of the first in the Marvel Legends Infinite series, and I am glad to say that they've incredibly improved on that. This is a really good figure, though, that they can improve on and make better. I'd love to see a redo of this guy, but for now, I'm happy with the 1 or 4 at least that I have. I look forward to see what Marvel does with S.H.I.E.L.D. in the future, especially as they re-release the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents and are now doing Maria Hill and Quake, and hopefully they'll get to Sharon Carter and Mockingbird, maybe another Mandroid, pretty soon. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Hecht Creative. Feel free to click like, subscribe, share, or leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com, where you'll find more reviews like this one. Thanks again for watching and keep being creative. Stay tuned!